Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the January 2023 reading for the zodiac sign of Gemini. Welcome, fellow Geminis. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you with any intuitive messages that I receive, as well as the meaning of the tarot cards. I do, however, recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising just to get a full picture of everything that's going on for you this month. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe, that helps me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. Also, I did post the full year 2023 videos, Gemini, so if you have not checked those out yet, please do so. But let's go ahead and jump in and get started. In column number 1, we're going to take a look at what's wrapping up and coming to a close, so last few weeks or month. Column number 2, we're going to take a general look at what's coming for the month of January. We're going to do a money column, a love column, and in the 5th and final column, we're going to do a message from our future self or spirit guides. We're also going to do 3 yes or no questions, a crystal of the month, and a healing note. But again, let's jump in. Our summary card for what's wrapping up and coming to a close, we have the card renewal. I like this. This means that energies are starting to restore. Faith, hope, everything is kind of starting to renew here, Gemini. I know last time I think I said, I was like, I'm really burnt out. So hopefully we're all starting to feel the renewal of energy. This is especially important because we're getting ready to go not only into a new month, but a new year here. So let's see, though, what messages are coming up for you, Gemini. The first card that we have is the Strength card. The Strength card is a card of self-love, self-respect, unconditional love, courage. I just feel like you've been doing a little bit more for yourself, and not in like terms of independence, but like self-care, Gemini. And it seems like it's really been paying off to kind of bring up those energies. You might just have had a few couple chill days or done things that you really enjoy. So I like to see that energy there. The next card that we have is the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is a card of rivalry, obstacles, challenges. Something could have popped up. I feel like I said, it's an isolated incident. So there was like a conflict or a thing that didn't go as planned these last few weeks. It might not even be like conflict though. It's just something that was off schedule, not planned for here, Gemini. This is also a physical card, so some of you could have like been working out or been moving your body, doing some sort of physical activity. The next card that we have is the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is a card of wishes coming true. This is like a dream come true, Gemini. Let me know what it was. I definitely accomplished something big in my own personal life, and it's kind of funny because I didn't think of it that way. But definitely dreams coming true, wishes coming true. With this card, it's like literally, it's whatever you've been wanting, you get, Gemini. So really neat energy there. Way to end the year strong. This is also a card of material abundance. So ending in a financially good position and a card of good health. So mentally or physically, if your health has been feeling low, it does seem like that's coming up for you. If anybody's wondering, there's this horse that I really wanted, and I just got a new horse. I know that sounds silly, but we live on a farm. So that's like my wish coming true, my dream coming true there. Okay, let's take a look now at clarifiers. The first clarifier we have is the Chariot. The Chariot is a card of being on a journey. It's action, it's change, it's movement. It's moving forward. This self-care, though, is very progressive. This renewal is very progressive. Honestly, it's exactly when you needed it, right when you needed it, Gemini. The Chariot can also be a new vehicle. So some of you could have gotten a new vehicle these last few weeks. Congratulations to those that did. The next card that we have is the Sun card. In terms of good cards in the tarot deck, it really doesn't get much better than the Sun card. This is a card of material happiness, joyous outcomes, success. Again, it doesn't really get much better than the Sun card. So again, although this may have been a conflict or something that was unplanned, at the end of the day, this was still a really positive, happy, healthy last few weeks. You're on the journey, you're taking care of yourself, your energies are renewing. You had a dream or a wish come true. At the bottom here, we have the Ace of Cups. Anytime we have an Ace card, it's a card of newness. In the case of Ace of Cups, this is new baby, relationship, proposal, marriage. In some cases like mine, it could be a new animal, a new friendship. For those of you not feeling the new love energy, this could also be some sort of business opportunity or proposal. Again, something you have been wishing for, praying for here. So in general, nice last few weeks or months, Gemini. Let's move on to our next column, which is just general, what's coming for January. We have the card Absence. This is an interesting card, but an important card. So one thing to keep in mind with the Absence card, it's okay to take a step back and take the time and the space. So maybe you need to take an extra day off going into January, or somebody's asking you for something, ask for a day longer or a few hours longer, whatever it may be. But again, give yourself the time and the space. One thing that I think is important to call out with the Absence card too, Gemini, is some people, like, at their core think that this is selfish, but taking care of yourself is not selfish. Giving yourself the time and space that you need is not selfish. So when you need to be absent, do so. Okay, let's take a look though and see what messages we've got going on here. See what information I can provide you. The first card that we have is the Tower card. The Tower card is a card of unwanted change. More than anything, I always tell people this is like, it's usually just things not going as planned. Let's say you have A, B, C planned and D, E, F, Gemini happens. So keep that in mind. So there could be something that comes up in January that kind of goes off the rails or doesn't go the way you planned. It's not the change you were hoping for. It's not the result you're hoping for. The nice thing though with the Tower card though is the Tower card is like a course correction card, and it always makes sure that you're heading in the right direction or doing the right thing. So kind of just buckle up and trust the process here with the Tower. Of course, we're going to clarify that. The next card that we have is the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is a card of loss, regret. It's kind of a card of low feelings. I think, again, initially you're going to be disappointed because there's something that didn't go exactly the way we were hoping it to. So those are kind of the feelings related to the Tower card. But again, the Tower card's course correcting and making sure we're heading in the right direction, on the right path. We'll clarify that card as well. Then at the bottom here we have the Ace of Swords. Anytime we have an Ace card, this is a card of newness. This is new ideas, new mental clarity. Very short after the Tower event, you're going to get some additional clarity as to why it happened, where you're going, what you need to be doing. So the clarity that you need to feel better and get back on track will be there pretty promptly. So let's take a look though. The first card that we have is the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is very resourceful. This is about making the right moves with your resources. Think like time, money, energy. Perhaps like that was just out of whack. There was something like we were spending too much time, spending too much energy, spending too much money. Maybe this wasn't going to be worthwhile. For whatever reason, Gemini, there's like one example that's coming to mind, and obviously this one example probably won't be relevant to everybody. But I'm going to throw it out there for example's sake. Like what I'm hearing is like, perhaps you've been working on a project at work and they're like, okay, we have to stop working on this. And then you find out later, like, they're no longer going through with the project, or it was costing too much money, or it wasn't making enough money, or whatever. So it's like, there's going to be a change, but then you're going to find out why the change happened. This is also very domestic, so a really good relationship card and a card of fertility if you're hoping to expand your family. The next card that we have is the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is a card of apathy. It's a card of lack of fulfillment. Again, tied to the Tower card, tied in with these low feelings that we may be having. And at the bottom here, we have the Two of Cups. So kind of building on what we were just talking about, that very domestic relationship card. The Two of Cups is also a relationship card. This is romantic love, partnership, proposal, marriage. So definitely some love movement there for you. However, I feel like this could just be like finding out the information from a trusted like partner, leader, peer, whatever it may be. This could also be a new opportunity too. So let's say, going back to the example, we're stopping working on this project. This is the new opportunity, the new thing that you'll be working on. Okay, now let's move on to our money column, which is our third column. We're going to pull a money card to start with, which is like tip, trick, practice thing to do. So it says, confront your finances head on. Look at your bills to see how much you are spending and what needs to be made to live the life of your dreams. So in this column, it'll be anything related to money, job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have, whatever you associate with money, Gemini. The first card that we have is the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is a card of stress, exhaustion, having too many burdens. That energy was coming through a little bit earlier too. So again, make sure you take the time that you need, have your energies right going into the new year. But this is like, don't overcommit either. So just be aware. The nice thing is when we get the Ten of Wands, it's kind of like warnings, so you can prevent this. So make sure you are not overly stressed, overly burdened. Take time off as needed. Know when to say no. The next card that we have is the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups has wildly different meanings. We just talked about the Four of Cups, where it can be a card of apathy or lack of fulfillment. I think some of you are feeling that right now, and that can lead to that stress and exhaustion. You're just not feeling the work that you're working on. The fourth cup, though, is also a surprise gift, though. So it does seem like there's going to be a financial gift or some sort of surprise gift there for you, Gemini. At the bottom here, we have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is a very traditional card. It's a very conventional card. It's a card of expectations. And this is a weird message, but I'm going to throw it out there, Gemini. It's really important that you meet expectations going into January. So just have a focus on being clear on expectations so you can meet those expectations. Again, don't overcommit, because focus on meeting those expectations. Let's clarify and see what other messages I can give you here. The first card that we have is the King of Cups. The King of Cups is very supportive, very tolerant, very empathetic. I think if you were to push back and say, like, I need an extra hour, I need an extra day, or I don't have the capacity to do this right now, it seems well received. Again, you're in this supportive, tolerant, empathetic situation. So communicate to make sure that you're not overcommitting or going to get into that situation of the Ten of Wands. The next card that we have is the King of Swords. This is very intentional, very strategic, very long-term. For what it's worth, I think you are on the right path, Gemini, long-term. Even though it's not feeling the best here, give it some more time. Let things kind of work through these first few months, and we'll obviously keep checking in on this each month. So I know it doesn't feel great right now, but the King of Swords is saying, like, this looks pretty good. So let's see where this takes us in the next few months. And at the bottom here, we have the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is a card of self-imposed restrictions. More than anything, it's like you need to make sure you're clear on something and clear on expectations. And if you're not, then you need to ask questions. So, like, you have the ability to ask questions. The other party will be willing to explain and further clarify. So it's on you if you don't understand expectations. So again, the Eight of Swords is one of those kind of warning cards where you can act accordingly. So again, make sure that you are getting clear on expectations. Okay, now let's move on to our next column, which is anything related to love. Our love card says, wait, do not rush into it. Allow nature to take its course. Well, let's go ahead and take a look here and see what messages we have. This column is anything related to love, family, friends, marriage, children, relationships, whatever you associate with love, Gemini. First, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Anytime we have an ace card, it's a card of newness. With the Ace of Pentacles, this is typically job, raise, promotion, investment, income. It does look like there's new money coming in, Gemini, but typically when it's in the love column, this is money surrounding you. So this is more money for your parents. This is your spouse getting a new job, something of that sort, your roommate getting a new job. Again, it's money surrounding you. In terms of newness, though, if some of you are single and hoping to enter into a relationship, this can be a new relationship, though. The next card that we have is the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is a card of patience, hard work, delayed success. There's something that's going to be taking a little bit longer this month. You see this person planted their pentacles and now they're waiting for them to grow. It's like we're waiting for something to happen in terms of love. You have the wait message at the top, and then you have this card saying to wait. I wouldn't rush into anything love related to this month, honestly, Gemini. Several signs here telling you to wait. The next card that we have is the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is a card of keeping and maintaining boundaries. I think that's best practice in general, but it's like being focused on what you want, only accepting what you want, and blocking out things that you don't want. We're going to clarify this a little bit more, but boundaries seem to be favorable as well going into this month. So let's take a look here and see what else we're working with. The first clarifier we have is the Star card. The Star card's a card of renewal, hope, inner clarity. I feel like this new job is like giving your partner, this new money is giving your partner a lot of hope, and in general it's just kind of bringing the energy up. There could be like some sort of spotlight or recognition that's happening too, but I like the Star card in general. If this is new relationship, again, there's a lot of hope here and a lot of good energy associated with the Star card. The next card that we have is the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is very supportive, very healing. I would say that rather than being frustrated that whatever this is taking longer, support the wait versus being frustrated with the wait. And I know that's a weird message and maybe easier said than done, but support the wait where you can and how you can, Gemini. And then at the bottom here, we have the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is a card of friendship. Definitely spend some time with friends this month if you can. That's always important. We have a circle of support. I feel like going to the boundaries card, it's almost like you are like, I've been too busy, I've been too busy, I've been too busy, I've been too busy. That's kind of what I'm hearing. And I know that's a really unique boundary and not like your conventional meaning of boundaries. But it's like some people could be trying to hang out with you, but you've been too busy. So just keep that in mind. Embrace the friends and get out there while you can. Okay, now let's take a look at our fifth and final column, which is a message from our future self or spirit guides. Something to carry into the month of January with us. We have the card Magnetism. I love this. This means whatever you want, Gemini, you can have. Prayer, manifesting, attraction, whatever it may be. You have the ability to attract the things you want to you. One thing that is super, super important though with the Magnetism card, whatever you're thinking about is what you're going to get. So you need to make sure that you're focusing on things you want, not on things you don't want. So don't be focusing on how much debt you want. You want to be focusing on having abundance of money or that kind of similar thought process. So ability to attract whatever you want. But again, mindset is super important and what you're focusing on is super important. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what other messages we have here. The first card that we have is the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is very resourceful. It's about using your resources in the appropriate way. In this case, it's about using your thoughts and your energy in the appropriate manner, Gemini. So again, making sure you're focused on the things you want. The next card that we have is the High Priestess. The High Priestess is very spiritual, very intuitive. It's really about trusting yourself, trusting your gut. But more than anything, this is coming through as like, it's a reminder of how important your mind is. The power of your mind. So don't lose sight of that and don't forget that. At the bottom here, we have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is very active, very creative. You need to, this is interesting. So you need to be focused on what you want, but worry less about exactly how you're going to get what you want and just be focused on what you want. Like the Page of Wands is showing you taking action, but it doesn't need to be like you have a plan and you're taking action on it. The important thing is knowing what you want, and kind of the rest of the pieces will fall into place here, Gemini. The first clarifier we have is the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is very confident, very self-assured. Again, you need to be focused on what you want and only what you want. So be very clear, be very confident. Don't waver, don't have any questions there. The next card that we have is the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is very long-term. It's leaving a legacy. I have no doubt that you're going to accomplish what you want. So be thinking long-term, be thinking big, be thinking major here. This can also be a card of retirement or inheritance if you're thinking money, thinking retirement, career, whatever that may be. And at the bottom here, we have the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is a card of collaboration. And again, it's about communicating. It's about thinking about what you want. It's about being clear what you want there. Overall, nice January here for you, Gemini. At this time, I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions. We're going to use the Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, you can pause the video and think of them really quick. But for question number 1, we have the Ten of Hearts. This is the number 7 card. That's going to be a yes. Question number 2 is the King of Hearts. This is number 24 card. That's going to be a yes as well. And question number 3 is the 5 of Spades. This is number 6 card. That's going to be a no. So yes, yes, no for you, Gemini. We're also going to pull a card from the Healing Stones deck. This is a crystal to keep with you throughout the month of January. Your crystal this month is Emerald, which is good for harmony, beauty. It really opens you up. It's revitalizing. It gives you a nice sense of togetherness. And last but not least, we're going to pull a card from our Healing Notes deck. Gemini, your healing note says, all healing is first a healing of the heart. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates with you. Again, subscriptions help me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. But thank you so much, Gemini, and I hope you have the best January.